Welcome, dear viewers, to the grand and never-ending production known as A Hospital Stay, a marvel of human persistence and fortitude performed daily on sterile white stages across the globe. Today, we turn our cameras toward one of the most remarkable yet overlooked figures in this performance, the chronically ill patient. Observe as they sit, rather like a weary emperor on an IV throne, surveying their dominion of beeping machines, tangled wires, and that one suspicious stain on the ceiling no one wishes to acknowledge. This noble creature, call her Hailey, is what one might term a veteran of the medical system. She has spent more days within these fluorescent jungles than some of the nurses themselves. And yet, despite her extensive experience, each new hospital stay presents the same insurmountable challenge. Enter the first obstacle, the medical staff shift change. Yes, much like the tides of the Great Serengeti, medical professionals ebb and flow in a carefully choreographed migration pattern. Every few hours, a new doctor or fresh-faced nurse arrives, eager, clipboard in hand, determined to bring order to the world by asking precisely the same questions as the last 20 people who came through. Dr. Coop, so Hailey, what brings you in today? A seemingly innocent query, yet to Hailey, this is akin to asking an elephant why it has a trunk. The history of Hailey's body is a novel with far too many sequels, yet somehow the hospital insists she recount the entire saga from the beginning, each time with enthusiasm, no less. But she is patient, she breathes deeply, she begins her well-rehearsed monologue. Hailey, I have Gittelman's syndrome, dysautonomia, inappropriate sinus tachycardia, severe GI dysmotility, and a colostomy. I'm here because I had a kidney infection and I need IV acetaminophen for pain management because oral acetaminophen does nothing for me due to impaired absorption. A long pause follows. The doctor blinks. He glances at his clipboard. He glances back at her. He attempts to sound intelligent and inquisitive, but instead manages to sound exactly like the last 3 people who sat in that chair. Doctor, that's interesting. But why can't you just take Tylenol by mouth? A bold and yet predictable mistake. Our medically complex creature resists the urge to scream into the void, instead settling for a weary sigh. She prepares for the delicate battle of patient advocacy, a contest where she must summon all her remaining cognitive energy, despite having slept approximately negative 12 hours in the last 3 days. As she embarks upon her carefully scientific explanation, the doctor nods, but one can see in his eyes he does not believe. No, this new species of hospitalist, much like the one before him, is convinced that she simply has not tried hard enough to be normal. And so the cycle continues. New shift, new faces, same questions, new exhaustion, hours pass, day becomes night, night becomes day. The cycle never ends. By hour 36, Hailey has become something of a local attraction. She's now considered an elder of the floor, one of the last great storytellers of her kind. She has repeated her medical history so many times that she begins reciting it automatically, much like one might recite their childhood home address. There is no longer conscious thought involved, only rote, mechanical speech. In this strange, surreal world, our dear Hailey becomes something akin to a museum exhibit. Behold, the chronically ill patient in its natural habitat. Notice the haunted expression. Observe the rare and seldom witnessed moment of actual sleep, swiftly interrupted by a nurse with a blood pressure cuff. And let us not forget the final act in this tragicomedy, the discharge process. After days of meticulous documentation, lab tests, and polite yet firm advocacy for IV acetaminophen, Hailey is finally deemed well enough to leave. Victory is near. The door beckons. But wait, what's this? A new doctor, one she has never seen before, has arrived for one last round of questioning. Doctor, hi there. I'm just catching up on your case. Now, why can't you just take Tylenol orally? The hospital is a world of wonders and contradictions. It is a place where the chronically ill, who have spent years mastering the complexities of their own bodies, must still prove their knowledge against those who met them 30 minutes ago. A place where those who remain in bed for days are surrounded by a cast of professionals who rotate like clockwork, each assuming that no one before them has asked the right questions. It is, dear viewers, a test of patience, wit and sheer survival. And so, Hailey endures, as do so many others like her. For in this great and chaotic ecosystem of modern medicine, the most powerful survival skill is not strength, nor intelligence, nor even luck. It is the ability to repeat oneself indefinitely without losing one's will to live.